USA is it's the world's leading economy. It owns 30% of the world's wealth, and climate change is a big one of our policies. We're trying to help save the environment as much as we can, but we can't do this without money, and unfortunately money is made by our industry, and we need the industry to get the money, as I just said, and unfortunately the industry is one of the biggest causes of climate change. So it's a very hard circle, and we're going to have to try and overcome this in many different ways.
I agree that we do have to change, but we are not willing to agree on any targets at the minute.
All right. So we can clearly see that the climate is changing, and it's going to be a severe issue within, like the chairperson said, that it's going to be a big attack on us for the future. And I feel that India has got a great population, and poverty is a big issue. About 27.5% of the country has poverty, and I think it's going to affect a lot of people in India, within India. Like, for example, the temperature, when it changes, it affects, let's say, the forest. We're going to have floods and everything, and so that's going to be very negative for our country. And I feel like it's very negative, and the issues to solve this will be, we can't stop it, right? And money, I feel like, am I allowed to? It's like money is also an issue, because that's sort of some of the stuff we use our money for increases this the negative global warming, let's say, some of the stuff we have, like technology. So, yeah.
Climate change is a big problem. We do not produce many emissions ourselves because we're a poor country, and we do feel the effects from them, especially through reductions in rainfall, affecting the viability of agriculture and livestock raising in some regions, and rising ocean temperatures, changing the availability of certain species of fish in the coastal waters of Dakar.
This could also help because we do need money for Senegal, especially because there's a lot of poverty and large amounts of death in this country. The money could go towards helping newer land or crops, just to help build, or new wells, so the poverty or that sort of thing would go down. Yeah.
And one of the poorest countries in the world, and we suffer a lot from the emissions from the other countries. So what we do is we ask for money to help us through the droughts we encounter, and we also agree upon the reduction, but we don't really admit so much. So we don't really think it's our cause to, how do you say that, to decrease it, because we're so poor.
Yeah.
So the question for America is for America. I mean, America is the biggest, let's say, the biggest nation, one of the most powerful nations in the whole world. And I feel that you guys feel responsible for a lot of the things that happen in today's world. And are you sure that money is actually going to help you, like, continue with this, to help us solve our problems, the problems we have, let's say, rain, and I don't know, is that?
Well, we need money to keep this whole project going, because without money, you need funding to help prevent climate change. You need money to help prevent climate change, for instance, to buy wind turbines to power electricity without using fossil fuels. We need renewable energy to stop using fossil fuels, which are bad for the environment and cause acid rain or just no rain at all. So you can't just grow on trees, really.
So basically, you know, when you create something new, when you try to avoid something and you create it, like you're looking for ways to prevent like acid rain and everything, don't you think there's going to be negative factors that are going to occur when you actually try to prevent by, by using other new means of like.
Well, of course, I mean, that's why we experiment with things, because things can be terribly wrong and just not the answer, or they could be brilliant. So yeah, there's always going to be negative factors, but we need to get every possible idea going.
But don't you fear that it might not get better? It might get worse.
Well, we don't know until we try these things, and yeah, there always is that terrible possibility. But we've got to try everything. If it does go wrong, then well, that's it.
Isn't it because of us that because of certain things we do as humans that change the climate in many ways? Isn't it because of us that? So I mean, if we continue looking for means and using, I bet you the products we're going to use are going to be affecting us deeply. Like all the technology we use is going to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. The technologies and things, they're all very. Yeah, they will. I mean, everything. I mean, the climate is getting worse, and people are the problem. Really, it's all of our technologies and everything. It's not helping. I get what you mean.
India, are you doing enough to use alternative technologies?
I feel like we're not doing enough, I guess. But I mean, because we're still in the third world, let's say India. So we're still trying to better our country first before we start. So I don't think we are actually with the government. Like they said, they had a few meetings, and the industry is growing in India. So that's kind of helping. But we still have that lack of poverty and stuff. I don't think they're doing enough for the country.
When you explore new technologies, mostly it's the case that you have more admission by using the technology. So how are you going to solve that problem? Because you're the biggest country in the world, and you have the biggest emission. How do you want to lower it?
Well, hopefully by making these new technologies, which will help, they can try and counteract the sure, it will take years. It will take about 5 to 10 years to counteract the emissions making the new product. But by making that new product, it could help the climate and yeah, basically. We'd like to propose business propositions with both India and Kenya, but we'll start with India. We want to say that we think that USA and India should become stronger bonding business partners. We should trade more, which will boost your economy, we'll both get more money to work on more economically friendly products, which should mean that we should be helping reduce carbon emissions. What do you say to that?
Are you willing to do to help us with our problems, with emission and everything?
Well, we want to trade more, and we want to give you because USA are currently making a lot of very good products which help to reduce carbon emissions, and we want to trade your industry with our products, which should help not only you with money problems, but it will also help with the current climate in India.
So rather than trade between yourselves and keep your lifestyles helpful and healthy, why not help others who can then help you?
Well, we want to help as many countries, as many poorer, poverty-driven countries as we can, but we cannot help all of them singly by ourselves. I mean, every country needs to chip in a bit because we.
How much do you want them to decrease their emissions?
Well, a lot.
What's a lot? We need a target here.
Well, if you can decrease it like 20%, 40-50%, just a lot. Just if you can decrease it a lot, it helps our country and also Senegal to save more lives. And I think the lives are more important than the economics.
My name is Jeremy Moyle and I'm a Assistant Principal and Language College Director at Wyndham College. I've really enjoyed the experience of watching our students interact with students in The Hague, discuss some really important issues and sharing ideas, representing the views of countries, and it's been a fascinating experience. I wish you best of luck with the project.